Okay, we're looking ahead to Sunday's game against St Patrick's Athletic. Despite a lot of speculation, a lot of rumours, it is going ahead at Oriel Park at 3 o'clock. Delighted to see him joined by Eoin Kenny. Eoin, thanks. This is your first time in here with me.
Yeah, nice setup, Gav.
Are you nervous?
I'm happy to be here now. A wee bit under a bit of pressure now. It's grand,
I suppose it's probably inevitable you were going to be the guest this week.
Yeah, trying to get a conversation to be had about Sunday, isn't there? Obviously there's the obvious stuff that's around it, but it's just another game as well.
I suppose that's the thing. It's obviously your dad's first time back at Oriel since he left. It's hard to believe it was nearly 6 years ago since he left as manager.
I know, it's mad. Cause obviously I was around it then as well, and he was probably there around 6 years as well. So to say it's nearly 12 years since he first started, seems forever ago, to be honest, in my lifetime, because I was only a young child when that first came. But it was an important point in my life, him taking the job, because I would in reality I wouldn't be playing for Dundalk in this moment if he hadn't, because I wouldn't have lived here. So it's worked out for me to be at somewhere special like this. So it's mad to think back how young I was back then and all. I
suppose that's probably one of the things that everybody, obviously Ryan's from town, my oldest from town. You're basically you're one of our own. I know that accent. You have your accent. Your accent hasn't changed in fairness.
Yeah,
but
people question that, but
you've obviously been here a long time.
Lived in Donegal for many years, but I've been coming to Dundalk. My dad had a house here. We had a house in Donegal. It was up and back. So I've been visiting Dundalk since I was 6, and obviously I've lived here for my teenage life. So someone's I am a Dundalk man, I would say. If someone was to ask me, so and that's because obviously he moved here because he was managing them, but now he's obviously on the other end, opposite side. So it's a different situation for me now, me being at Dundalk and him obviously not being there. When
Stephen left at the end of 2018, were you in the academy at that stage? Were you only starting?
No,
there was
no,
no,
at that stage.
no 14s.
Yeah, it was. It would have been under 13s probably, and there was no under 13s at that stage. The youngest I could play was under 15, so I would have been about 14 when I first signed. First game against St Pat's under 15s.
Yeah,
big underdogs. We won 2-0 that day, so hopefully get a similar result in my first ever game as a Dundalk player.
That's the thing as well. You come through the whole system. And,
because it's mad. My first ever, as I just said, academy game under 15s was bet Pats 2-0. Remember it fondly, you always do it. The Honey scored twice.
Yeah,
we weren't fancied to win, so it's mad now to be playing against Pats at senior level on Sunday.
How good is it, I think, for fans to see the likes of yourself, Ryan Mayowa, Sean Keogh, Sean Malloy, even Luke?
I think it's important. It builds a real sense of community in a club and spirit like that. And for young players as well, that they can look at it, something to replicate. Because me, Ryan and Moira went down to speak to the Galway Cup team the other day. And I think they actually, I'm not 100% sure, I think they lost the final maybe. And it's just important for them to see that it's a community, people, young players, people from the Dundalk will be looked at, and the pathway and the possibilities there to do special things.
This year you've obviously you started pre-season, scored against Drogheda in Malone Cup. Didn't really sort of didn't really feature until sort of April, May, and I suppose it should be mentioned Brian Gartland's obviously coming back. When he was manager along with Bunty, sort of give you a couple of games, and that sort of you've been involved ever since. Yeah,
obviously Brian gave me debut at Dundalk, so I'll always be thankful for that. Obviously, it's a different situation with him. He's obviously in the St Pat's dugout, but a good relationship with Brian, so I'll always be grateful for getting my debut. But obviously, since the gaffer John Daly's come in, it's been very important. He's been excellent to me, really, in terms of not just obviously he's given me chances to play my first start, which is amazing, but in terms of advice, because he was a similar stature, tall centre forward, so to learn stuff from him every day is really beneficial, and he's given me a real chance to express myself, and I just want to repay him on that and maybe get a few goals and start featuring more often, getting from the start, but just have to be patient and just in the trust he shows in me, just do my best for the team.
17 appearances in all competitions. Are you happy with that? If you had said in January, coming to this stage of the season, you'd have 17 games on you.
Obviously, I always back myself, so that was my goal, but it probably has come a bit as, not a surprise, but out of the blue, because the first half of the season I wasn't really featuring. No, but it is big achievement personally. It's just what I want to do now is obviously I scored in the Leinster Senior Cup, but it's obviously important for me to score in the league. I've scored in the FAI Cup and the League of Ireland with Wexford, but to score the first league goal with Dundalk is important to me, and obviously that's one regret I have, that maybe I haven't done that, but not putting pressure on myself. Like, it's just take it game by game, not just keep doing what I do, doing the best I can, and I'm sure it will fall eventually.
You nearly scored in Richmond Park.
I know, last time we were there, yeah, it would have been a good individual goal as well, and it was on live TV would have been a bit of a stir, but obviously Danny Rogers made a good save, and then obviously I hit the bar up in Talca as well.
You're getting closer.
Yeah.
What was the crack after the game in Richmond? Because I remember speaking to you before, and it was like, you know, we won't really talk about the game, but that was obviously the first time you come up against your dad's team. What was it like?
That was unique, like, because I was running to warm up, and you go out for intervals to warm up, and every time I was running past him, and it's just pretend he's not there, like because there's been people who've played against their dad in League of Ireland before, but it's not been a similar situation. It's been adults who've probably moved out and are then playing against their, like, I live at home with my dad. I go home and like he's at the dinner table with me, like, so it is a unique situation in that sense. But we're both professionals, like, and once the whistle goes, like, obviously we have a lot of love for each other, and he's been a massive positive influence on my footballing career, undoubtedly, like, and as a person. But once the game starts, that's all forgotten about. Like, it can't be into consideration. Like, you're just entirely focused on winning for the team, especially the situation we're in. Every point is massively valuable. Yeah. So that's all that matters. You
probably haven't seen much of each other this week because he's obviously been busy with the
busy preparation for the European game. They're doing well, in fairness, but I think we still have a massive opportunity to get 3 points off them on Sunday, and that's we're going to do everything in our power to do that, myself included.
You're obviously in Tala last night.
Yeah, I went up to the game, watched it.
Did it bring back memories of, obviously they didn't win, you know, but that night in Bath, I remember there's obviously pictures of you and Fionn, your brother, after the game.
On the pitch after the game. It is mad to think, like, because I was watching last night, it was raining last night.
That's how you thought that myself.
A bit of shades of that, like, but obviously it's a different situation because I'm not going there as a St. fan. Like, I'm just going there to watch my dad's team, and obviously want League of Ireland teams in Europe to do well. But back then I was going as a fanatic Dundalk fan. There's a good video. They used to have the fifes, bananas in the crowd, thrown up in the air and all that. Like, when they scored, and they were really special nights. I used to get on the pitch after the games and acted like I was a player or something like that, like running up to the fans. Like, they didn't care about me, but at the time I thought I was the main man. Like, so, like, no, wouldn't say it brought back
basically every kid's dream, though, wasn't it? Because obviously you're a fan, but you've that sort of family connection. Your dad's the manager. I know you've obviously come through.
And like my mum and my brother and would still be Dundalk fans from their time. Like, the people at the club have always been amazing to them and like treat our family massively well. So they still have a love for Dundalk. So they go watch me and they massively root for Dundalk as well. So I'm sure my ma will be conflicted on Sunday, but it's a win-win situation for her. But no, like, it is special to be playing with Dundalk after, and especially with some players who were there at that time. To be playing with Dundalk is what a lot of people dream about, going over across the water over the season. That, like, as a kid, I just always wanted to play for Dundalk. That was what I wanted to do.
What is that like? Obviously playing with Darrell, John Mountney, Andy Boyle, lads. You know, as you say, you were watching them in Europa League group stages like the rest of us as heroes, and now they're teammates.
Well, it's just an opportunity to learn from them. Like, that's all you can say. Like, but as well as that, like, you have to be able to compete with them and training every day. It's not just, obviously I was massive fans of them growing up, but you have to be able to match them and level them and believe that you're at, like, one day could, like, be at their level, that you're aspiring to achieve the things they've achieved, what they've done in their careers. So I just think learning from them every day in training, they're all, like, true leaders as well, in the dressing room, and in terms of giving advice, in terms of what they've seen, to pass that on is important as well as a young player.
Was that something you had to do quickly, like, sort of get that mentality out of your head? Right, these are my teammates. If I have to give them a bit of grief for giving me a bad ball, I have to do it. Like, you know.
Well, they're not short to give me grief anyways. So, obviously going up as a young player, you're a bit in awe at the start, but I've been here like a year and a half now, so I've been very, very comfortable. very comfortable with them. But when you go up, it is a bit, I wouldn't say intimidating, but a bit like surreal, and you're just wanting to make sure you can fit in training and not be. But then as time progresses, you want to be really like standing out and putting forward the best you can in order to try to get as much minutes as you can and competing with them. So that's like to be working hard and training every day.
Yeah. As you say, the nostalgia has to go out the window tomorrow, because the situation we're in, there's no getting away from it. We're in an absolute dogfight down at the bottom. We need to pick up points.
I know, but everyone in the change room has full belief in what we're doing. New managers obviously had been brilliant, in terms of the information he's given us and the professionalism that training has seen. We know Pats is always a difficult game, but I feel like in Oriel, in our patch, if we bring the right energy levels, which I know we will, and we bring the right focus and quality, then we will come out with 3 points, because that's what you have to be aiming for in particularly every home game. 3 points, no matter who you're playing. I think anyone who comes to Oriel should always be fearful, because that's the reputation it has. The fans really get behind us and make it difficult for the opposition. I don't think anyone likes coming here because of the atmosphere that's created, and the energy that can be brought, make it a real difficult game for them. And then in forward areas show our own quality. The
game against Derry, it seems like a long time ago. It was obviously a fortnight ago. We obviously that friendly against Longford last week, which gave everybody minutes and kept lads taking over. But come back to the game in Derry, I think the resilience and the spirit we showed, especially late on when they were throwing everything towards us, a game we possibly could have won, but it was important to leave there with something, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously you're always wanting to win a game. Like Robbie Mahon had a
great chance.
He had played very well in the game. I'm not criticising anyone. He had a good chance, and we had chances to break towards the end. I probably could have done better with one towards the end when I got it on the turn. So I think it wasn't, obviously it's always a good point against Derry. They're fighting for the title and we're the other end of the table, so it is an important point away. But thought we could have won the game potentially. But on the other end of things, Felix made good saves to get us the point as well. So I think overall we were decently happy with it, but we're still disappointed not to win every game, especially when you go 1-0 up.
But I think that the resilience and the spirit, it showed that there's nobody, the heads haven't dropped here.
No,
nobody,
100%.
Even sorry for themselves.
Like the new lads who signed knew what they were getting into, and they've absolutely thrown themselves into it. Like tackles, blocks. There was some excellent blocks towards the end of the game. Attacking players getting back, helping the team, digging lads out, playing till absolutely run themselves into the ground. And I think we faced setbacks, and every time we have, I think we've really come back from it. To go on and get a positive result then, I think especially after losing the previous week, it would have been easy to go under our skin when Derry were putting pressure on us, but everyone did show real determination towards the end of the game. They wouldn't use the word hang on, because I don't think we were hanging on. I think we were threatening as well, but I think they defend the goal with your life in a way. I think everyone's prepared to do that. That's the type of group we have. No one's gone astray. There's a real unity and affinity in the group, and that's just something that you need, especially in this type of situation. You need everyone now more than ever. 9 games, everybody knows what the requirements are. I think if you look back, a lot of us are looking back to the game before the mid-season break when we bet Sligo, and we were all thinking we could reel them in, and then they go on a run 5 out of 6, and they're pushing for Europe. It's that sort of league. We just need to sort of get the first win and then build on that after. Yeah, I think that's one thing we probably haven't done this season, is have a continuous run of wins. And it shows we were better than Sligo that day. We did fully deserve to win 100%. They had a full team out, and then they go on and they've been in excellent form. So it just shows that that's something we can do, is get multiple wins on the bounce. And I think now last 9 games we're playing everyone one time. Obviously people say it is 9 cup finals, but you still just have to take it game by game. It's not every game is there's pressure, but you still have to treat it like a normal game in terms of your preparation and that. It doesn't astray from a normal game, but then we all know what's at stake as well, so obviously it does naturally become different. But I think everyone knows what's at stake for the people in the town. Everyone knows who they're playing for, the fans, what it means to people's lives, the detriment they would have to stay, the positive impact it would have to stay up on people's lives. I think that's something we're really striving to achieve, because I think now in the situation we're in, it's just a great achievement it would be, and that's we're not worrying here. We know what type of lads we have, and we know that we have everything to get out of the situation we're in, and that's what we're going to do.
The winner would be nice.
Aye, definitely. Definitely. Nearly would be amazing. To be honest, scoring in front of the fans at Oriel would be truly special. I've probably had my better chances away from home, so I think I came close against Drogheda, but in our last win. But I'll do everything I can in my power to score, not to help the team win, and hopefully get a goal along the way.
5 to 9, as you say, on at Oriel. You know, it's a time now where we really need everybody. And in fairness, it's been a really tough season, but the fans have stuck behind everybody. But now for these last 5, we really need to make it that intimidating place that it can be at its best.
And I think it would be easy. It would have been easy for the form we were in at one stage in the season for the fans to just say they weren't going to go. Obviously it's a costly thing to get up and down the country. But I think we as players have massively appreciated the support the fans have given us. Like up in Derry, I think last time we were in St. Pat's, the atmosphere was absolutely phenomenal, and I think no matter what situation we've been in, they've constantly been behind us, and that's a real credit to the people of Dundalk and those who follow us who aren't from Dundalk, that to really reel behind a team who wasn't doing so well at one stage. And I think in the last 5 games that's going to be crucial. I know they will be there because they've never let us down, the fans, and I think get as many people as possible really supporting us over the line in the last as you say, 5 and 9 games are at home, so everyone knows how important they are, but you don't even have to ask the fans to come out, because we all know they'll be there in their colours and their flares and that, and creating special atmospheres. We just need to repay them. I think it's more we need to repay them as opposed to the other way around.
Good stuff. Listen, the best of luck.
Thanks, Gavin. Appreciate it.
Cheers,
Thank you.